Hey, how is everyone doing? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. It is good to have you guys here, and it is great to be back for yet another one of these 2022 NR2003 prediction simulations. I'm glad to have you all back. It's great to see you all in the chat. How we doing, everyone? Stockcar fan, Thomas Productions, Froggo, Ukraine, Big L Cars fan. Appreciate having you all in the chat. And yeah, today is yet another one of the 2022 prediction simulations. This particular stream brings us back to the infamous and historic Darlington Raceway for the second race of the 2022 season at Darlington for the Cookout Southern 500. It'll be 367 laps at the 1.366 mile egg-shaped oval. For that totals out to 500 miles when you do the math. And in just a second, like we always do with these streams, before we get started with the racing, we will go down through the entry list and then eventually the starting order for the race this week. Hold on. See, just a little slight error I need to fix. Ooh, that's a little too much right there. Sorry, you guys see the little white lines at the top of the screen? I'm trying to get rid of those. There we go. I believe that's good. Let's see if that's good. Sorry, how unprofessional. Let's see if that's good. Yes. All right, sweet. Sorry about that. Should have taken care of that beforehand. Why isn't a mad scramble trying to take care of everything I need to get taken care of before the stream starts? There's always something I forget. All right, so we will start off with the entry list for the Southern 500. And right off the bat, I just want to let you guys know that 3 schemes will not be accurate. I believe I got all the others accurate and up to date, with the exception of 3. Those 3 being the 10, the 38, and the 45, but we will get to those momentarily. Starting off on the first spot on the entry list, as he always does, in the number 1 car. This week, rocking the Worldwide Express, WWEXRacing.com, Chevrolet Camaro, racing for Trackhouse Racing. That is Ross Chastain. And next up, returning to the scheme he won the Daytona 500 earlier this year in, the second eligible playoff driver in the entry list. In the number 2 discount tire Ford Mustang, driving for Team Penske, that is Austin Cindric. Sorry, multitasking right now. That always scrambles my brain. Next up on the entry list, in the number 3 BetMGM Chevrolet Camaro, just squeaking his way into the playoffs with a win last week at Daytona. Driving for Richard Childress Racing, it is Austin Dillon. And next up, our 4th consecutive playoff driver in a row. Top 5, or the first 5 on this entry list will all be playoff drivers. In the Busch Light / Mobile One Ford Mustang, the number 4 car, driving for Stewart-Haas Racing, that is Kevin Harvick. And next up, the reigning champion, our 5th consecutive playoff car to start off this entry list. In the number 5 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Hendrick Motorsports, that is Kyle Larson. And unfortunately, after his first year switching to driver-owner, he misses out on making the playoffs in his first year at RFK Racing. However, still looking to have a strong finish to the rest of the season. In the number 6 Kohler Generators Ford Mustang, driving for RFK Racing, that is Brad Keselowski. In the number 7, built.com, Chevrolet Camaro, stacking pennies, driving for Spire Motorsports. That is Corey LaJoy. And his first year as a Cup Series winner. So obviously that automatic lock eligible for the playoffs. In the Lenovo number 8, Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Richard Childress Racing. That is Tyler Reddick. And the driver with the most wins this year, the most popular driver, rocking the number 9 Chevrolet Camaro and driving a special limited edition, I should say, or it's not the correct word. Driving the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Children's Hospital special paint scheme. That's the term I was looking for. Is the number 9 car of Chase Elliott. Sorry, I'm trying to finish getting everything set up for the stream that I didn't get done in time before the stream. And once again, as I explained earlier, multitasking scrambles my brain. My bad, I'll get back to focusing. In the number 10, Smithfield Ford Mustang, driving for Stewart Haas Racing. That is Eric Almirola. And next up on the entry list. By the way, I mentioned before, this scheme is not correct in real life on... Is this going to be a Saturday night race? Let me check. Sunday. No, it's going to be a Sunday night race. So on Sunday, he will be driving the Renegade insurance car. But as of right now, that is not available yet on my go-to NR2003 sites I check. But alas, to only have 3 missing out of a 36 car field, that's pretty darn good. So I'm not complaining at all. By the way, shout out to all the painters out there who contribute to painting the paint schemes for this game. Excuse me. I can't. There's too many to mention because there's so many different painters out there. However, I will go to the paint schemes page, and particularly NCRD, Roop, Full Circle Racing Designs, Buzzy, Mia Marsden, Garrett, 1127. Lots of the big names in the NR2003 painting community. Thank you for your contributions. I truly appreciate it. Back to the cars, back to the entry list. In the number 11, Sport Clips Haircuts Toyota Camry, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. That is Denny Hamlin. And just squeaking into the playoffs on points, just barely after what started out as a chaotic race, and finished as a chaotic race, I should say. It was a chaotic race all the way through. In the number 12, Menard/Moen Ford Mustang, driving for Team Penske. That is Ryan Blaney. And yet another playoff-eligible driver. Another driver getting their first win this year, locking themselves into the playoffs. In the number 14, highpoint.com Ford Mustang, the special black and white scheme, driving for Stewart Haas Racing. That is Chase Briscoe. And in the number 15, Jacob Company's Ford Mustang, driving for Rick Ware Racing. That is J.J. Yaley. And in the number 16, AG1 Athletic Greens Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Spire. Or who did this? That is he Spire? That is colleague, right? Unless he's like, yeah, I don't know why that says Spire. Someone made a goof. But driving the number 16, that is Daniel Hemrick for Colleague Racing. Colleague, there you go. Glad I go through all these so I can catch errors like that and fix them. Next up on the entry list, in the number 17, Fifth Third Bank Ford Mustang, driving for RFK Racing. That is Chris Buescher. And the two-time champion, making his way into the playoffs for however many consecutive years. I don't know. It's been a long time. in the number 18, M&M's Toyota Camry, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. That is Kyle Busch. And unfortunately for him and fans, just missing out of the playoffs due to the Daytona wonkiness. Driving the number 19, Bass Pro Shops Tracker, Boats and ATVs, Toyota Camry, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. That is Martin Truex Jr. And after getting a win earlier in the season, making himself playoff eligible in the number 20, Yahoo.com, Toyota Camry, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. That is Christopher Bell. And the rookie this year in the number 21, driving for Wood Brothers Racing, the Motorcraft Ford Mustang. That is Harrison Burton. In the number 22 Shell/Pennzoil Ford Mustang, driving for Team Penske, that is Joey Logano. Yet another playoff-eligible driver. And one of the most interesting stories to come out of this past week, after a bit of confusing and unfortunate news relating to Kurt Busch and his still remaining post-concussion symptoms after his accident he sustained earlier in the season at Pocono, he will now be out indefinitely, not necessarily for the rest of the season, but basically for the time being. He was a playoff-eligible driver, but since he is no longer racing right now, there's no 2311 driver in the playoffs. However, the car is still in the playoffs for the driver points, or excuse me, the owner points. So with all that being said, the 23 and the 45 have switched drivers, putting Bubba in the playoff eligible car in the 45, or the playoff driver, not driver, the owner, the playoff owner points eligible car being driven by Bubba, and then that puts Ty Gibbs into the 23, driving the Monster Energy Toyota Camry. I know it's quite confusing, but that is why Ty Gibbs and Bubba will be swapped in the 2311 cars starting this week and going on forward. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. I know it took a couple times someone explaining it to me for it to make sense. Whew. And next up on the entry list, in the number 24, Valvoline Chevy Camaro, driving for Hendrick Motorsports. Another driver racing for a chance at the championship. That is William Byron. And in the number 31, leaf filter, gutter protection, Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Colleague Racing. That is Justin Haley. In the number 34, FreightAuctions.com Ford Mustang, driving for Front Row Motorsports. That is Michael McDowell. Sorry, folks. I know we're almost done. And this is the next paint scheme that is not accurate. Sunday, he will actually be racing a Southeastern Equipment and Supply Incorporated car, but this week, or for the simulation, I should say, just because the paint scheme is not available yet for NR2003, driving the number 38 CarQuest Auto Parts /BlacksTire.com Ford Mustang, because that's the closest existing car visually that I could find that looks similar to what he'll be driving on Sunday. Driving for Front Row Motorsports, that will be Todd Gilliland. And driving the number 41, Wow, together we're feeding America Ford Mustang. Driving for Stewart Haas Racing, that is Cole Custer. And in a new paint scheme this week, driving the number 42 EG3 Technology Chevrolet Camaro, that is Ty Dillon, racing for Petty GMS Racing. And his teammate, returning to his Focus Factor car, my personal favorite paint scheme of this season, Driving the number 43 Chevrolet Camaro. And driving for Petty GMS Motorsports, that is Eric Jones. And as I explained earlier, making his debut in the 45 car. And for the simulations purposes, driving the McDonald's/Monster Energy Toyota Camry for 2311 Racing. That is Bubba Wallace. Bubba on Sunday will be driving the Root Insurance car, but that has not been made yet for the 45, so I just went with the McDonald's Kurt Busch car since that already exists. And yeah, the 10, the 38, and the 45. Those three schemes are the only ones I believe are inaccurate. Every other car you're seeing on this entry list should be accurate to the car they're racing on this upcoming Sunday. And in the number 47, Kroger/Irish Spring, Chevrolet Camaro. Driving for JTD Darty Racing, that is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Few more handful of drivers to go. And the last Hendrick car, all four Hendrick cars in the playoffs. In the number 48, Ally Chevrolet Camaro. Driving for Hendrick, that is Alex Bowman. And in the 51, Nurtec ODD Ford Mustang 51, that is Cody Ware, driving for Rick Ware Racing. And in the number 77, Voyager Crypto for All Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Spire Motorsports, that is Landon Castle. In the number 78, Blaster Ford Mustang, driving for Live Fast Motorsports, that is BJ McLeod. And last but not least, and our final and 16th playoff eligible driver racing for the championship this season, in the number 99 Jockey Made in America Chevrolet Camaro, driving for Trackhouse Racing, that is Daniel Suarez. And those are your stars and cars. The paint schemes, with the exception of 3, of the 2022 Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. And now that you've gotten familiar with the drivers and cars and stars and more cars, we can get this show on the road. Double file restarts off. I know there's that EXE out there for double file restarts. I haven't messed around with it yet. I'll eventually get around to that. I'm just a very busy boy. For now, we're just doing classic vanilla NR with the double file restarts turned off. Might cause some jank with lapped cars, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Got our Darlington 2 car set. 100% difficulty. I have all the ratings applied to the drivers for all the races up to date combined, all put together through the N ratings program. 367 laps at the 1.366 mile trek, equating out to 500 miles, hence the Southern 500. All right, I believe we're good to go, folks. All right, so let's hit this race button, and once I do, that'll set the qualifying order automatically through the AI, and voila. So here we are at Darlington Raceway.
To your cars.
Banked 25 degrees in turns 1 and 2. It's banked 23 degrees in turns 3 and 4. It's wider turns 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. So turns 3 and 4 is more narrow. They'll have to be going slower. They're usually going to be running the top at this track. And yeah, here we go. Let's go down the starting lineup of the 2022 Southern 500. Starting on the pole in the number 9 car, that is Chase Elliott.
Larson to the bottom of the track.
Oh, man.
Trying to take the lead away.
Holy cow, that startled me. Holy cow, Lord Shank, good to see you, bud. How we doing? Think about giving my car set for the COT mod, because all teams not include mod faster. Yeah, you are more than welcome to send me that I'd truly appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, by the way. Jeez, that is too kind of you. Sorry for my little shocked reaction. That just the alert caught me off guard. It startled me. Oh, thank you, Lord Shank. Good to see you, bud. How you doing? All right, back to the entry list so we can beat this before we get the command. In on the outside front row, that is Christopher Bell in the 20 car. Behind him is Kyle Busch in the 18. And behind him is Austin Cindric in the 2. Next row is the 8 of Tyler Reddick and the 1 of Ross Chastain. Starting next is Kyle Larson in the 5, followed by Martin Truex in the 19. Next up is Joey Logano in the 22, followed by Chris Buescher in the 17. Next up will be Alex Bowman in the 48, and then Ryan Blaney in the 12, followed by Michael McDowell in the 34. Starting next will be Austin Dillon in the 3. Then behind him will be Eric Jones in the 43. Then next up will be Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez in the 99. Starting behind Suarez will be Ty Dillon in the 42. Then Denny Hamlin in the 11. Starting behind Hamlin is Eric Almirola in the 10. Why is my shift key sticking? And William Byron in the 24. Then we got Chase Briscoe in the 14 and Todd Gillen in the 38. Starting behind them is Cole Custer in the 41, Harrison Burton in the 21. Got Brad Keselowski in the 6, Justin Haley in the 31. Bubba Wallace in the 45. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47. Corey LaJoie in the 7. Behind him will be Cody Ware in the 51. His teammate J.J. Haley in the 15. Behind them will be B.J. McLeod in the 78. Landon Castle in the 77. Next up will be Ty Gibbs starting in the 23 car. And last up, rounding out your starting grid, will be Daniel Hemrick in the 16 car. And those are that's your starting lineup for the 2022 Cookout 500. Let's get the show on the road. Just waiting for the precious command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Ask and you shall receive. As they fire up their engines, which you can't really hear when they're idling. There we go. And they will get into double file as they head out of pit road. Remember all the playoff eligible drivers. Starting with that. Hold up. I think we had some sort of issues. Did someone not start? Yep. Someone didn't start, so we're just resetting the grid. It's going to be the same starting order, but just hopefully there won't be any mechanical failures this time.
Drivers, to your
I'm not going to have one driver be off the pace from the very get-go, so we're just going to... The starting order is going to be the same. Just make sure they all roll off. There we go. There we go. All right. That's better. So yeah, the starting order is the same. Just will have all the drivers actually starting. I didn't want like a janked out lap car to be messing the field up from the very get-go. Wasn't even a playoff driver, but still. All right. So we get set to go green. They roll through turns 3 and 4. Chase Elliott sitting on the pole. Christopher Bell on the outside of the front row. Pace car gets ready to duck down in the pit lane. He does just that as they rolled through turn 4. Chase Elliott looking to get the green flag. And into the restart zone. We are green for the 2022 Cookout Southern 500. Chase Elliott in the inside line gets the better jump. Leads the field into turns 1 and 2. Gets clear of Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell is going to possibly get passed by his teammate, Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell gets a better run down the backstretch. Now it's going to be a battle for third. Christopher Bell gets right up on the back of Chase Elliott. Has to back off a bit. Actually, he's got a better run. He peeks to the outside. Doesn't quite get there. He has to back off. Chase Elliott leads lap 1, but here comes Christopher Bell peeking to the inside. Has to get off the gas. Chase Elliott continues to lead. And now Christopher Bell is under pressure by his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, Kyle Busch. Everyone's going to be desperate to have that first playoff spot. That first lock-in into the round of 12, I should say. There goes Austin Cindric underneath Kyle Busch to the bottom of him for third place. Kyle Busch will settle back into fourth. Now let's see if Cindric can track down the leaders. Oh, here comes Kyle Busch down back to the bottom of Cindric. So we got a fierce battle for third right now. Kyle Busch just barely has that lap over Cindric. Side by side between the 18 and the 2 car. That seems to be the best battle on the track right now. Let's go on board with Goodyear Blimp. Meanwhile, these two continue to go side by side. That's allowing Ross Chastain to close right up onto the back end of them, and it's allowing the leaders to pull away. Kyle Busch gets clear of Austin Cindric. Now here comes Ross Chastain taking a peek for that 4th place position. About a 3 or 4 car length gap between the top 2 cars. Christopher Bell maintaining that roughly same distance since he got into 2nd place. He's not really pulling away. He's not really gaining on the Chase Elliott car. Kyle Busch in the 3rd spot. Cindric 4th. Ross Chastain clears Tyler Reddick for that 5th spot. All of your top 9 right now are currently playoff drivers. So Buescher in the 10th spot is your only one in the top 10 that is not a playoff driver. Cindric and Kyle Busch side by side for that 3rd spot once again. Kyle Busch is going to have that better run off the corner exit on that outside lane. Gets in well clear of Cindric. Now Cindric is under fire from Ross Chastain. Oh, you got a little dicey battle back here with Joey Logano basically versus the entire outside line. He's just getting freight train right now, trying to find a spot to get clear and pull back up. There he goes. Joey Logano gets in front of Alex Bowman to hang on to that 8th spot, not before losing a couple positions. Now here we go. Ross Chastain to the outside of Cindric. That's for the 4th spot. He's going to get him clear. Going into the turn. And he slides up in front of Reddick to stop Reddick's momentum. Just check back up on the leaders. Christopher Bell maintaining that same distance, and if not having closed in just ever so slightly. So we ride on board with the Christopher Bell car. That yahoo.com number 20. So he rides that outside line, basically following Chase Elliott's footsteps. Chase Elliott continues to lead the way. Leads the first 10 laps. The game screen is going to pause just 1 second. I apologize. I'm just checking stages, which is lap 115 and pulling up the GNL page, which gives me like race stats and pit stops, lap times, all that stuff. All right. So Chase Elliott's led the first 10 laps, but he's still closely followed by Christopher Bell. Seabell's not really going away. Kyle Busch comfortably in third, followed by Ross Chastain, and a side-by-side battle for that 5th spot. Cindric now comfortably in 5th. Now it's going to be side-by-side for 6th between Larson and Reddick. Reddick's got that advantage on the outside line with the corner exit. Slides into 6th. And moves Larson back to 7th. Oh, side-by-side for the lead. Here comes Christopher Bell. He got a good run off turn 4. Let's see if Christopher Bell can make it stick on the bottom, or if Chase Elliott's going to have that advantage on the outside and get him clear again. It appears he will. So just when it looked like Christopher Bell was going to make a move for the lead, Elliott hangs on to that advantage on the outside, but don't look now, but he's making the same move again. Let's go up to the helicopter so we can get a aerial look at this battle. He has the better run in the first part of the corner, but then Chase on the exit, you can just see the advantage that that outside has. And going side by side, having to get off the gas in the corner exit, that allowed Kyle Busch to close in right into the back of Christopher Bell. Now Busch is going to go to the outside and see if he can't make a run on his teammate. Top 3 have closed in on one another. Fairly close battle between the top 3 positions. We got Hendrick, 2 Gibbs cars, then we got Trackhouse back here. We got 2 Penske's making a RCR sandwich. Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson, 2 teammates side by side. That's the battle for the 8th position. Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick side by side. That is the battle for 6th. Excuse me, that's the battle for 5th, I believe. So Cindric gets the top 5 spot back. So like I said before, the stage 1 will end at lap 115. The end of lap 115 will be the completion of the first stage. Top 3 fairly nose to tail under a blanket here. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch. Battles going on further back in the field, but as we see Christopher Bell taking a peek for the lead, we're going to continue to watch this battle for the lead. He goes to the inside. That's going to kill his corner exit. And here comes Kyle Busch right to the back bumper of Christopher Bell. Not quite sure what the fuel window is at a track like Darlington. I'm going to guess somewhere around 50, maybe 60 laps. But we will see. I'm going to guess around 60 laps is their fuel window. So Ross Chastain is closed in to the back of the top 3. Meanwhile, it's pretty far gap back to the 5th spot. Top 4 began to pull away from one another. Cindric Logano side by side. Here's the battle for the 5th spot. Here comes Logano. We see the Hendrick teammates once again side by side for position back there. Logano is going to be able to clear Cindric and slide up before Cindric will be able to take advantage of that outside momentum. So Logano gets him clear. Logano, the 22, into the top 5 position. So we take a look at Ross Chastain taking a peek. Kyle Busch for the 3rd spot. It's going to have to shuffle back to the inside. Now that gives Kyle Busch the idea to dive it down to the inside. He's going to stall out. So passes can be made, we're seeing. Guys like Joey Logano Look, he is fast. I think Joey Logano's the fastest car on track right now. He's certainly looking to be. Got a pretty tight battle for that third spot we'll keep an eye on. As Ross continues to peek to the inside of Kyle Busch. Not going to happen that time. So we go back on board with the blimp. So we get an aerial view as these top four continue to pull away from the rest of the field. As we have Christopher Bell once again taking a peek to Chase Elliott on the inside. He's going to have to get off the gas. That allows Chase Elliott to clear him. Yeah, he can get up there, but once he's faster than Chase Elliott running that outside, but the moment he has to go to the inside, he immediately loses any speed he has. So your top 9, all of your top 9 continue to remain the playoff drivers. Then we have Hamlin, then Blaney, Austin Dillon, Suarez, Harvick, Byron. It appears that Byron is the worst running playoff driver at the moment. So things have settled down a little bit here in the top 4 running order as we're about 25 laps into this race. That being said, let's go back and take a look, see what battles might be going on further back throughout the field. Chris Buescher is your top 10 car. It looks like we've got a pretty close battle for 11th between Hamlin and Truex. Truex taking a peek to the outside of Hamlin. Looking for that run. It stalls out. He uses that momentum down to the inside. Harvick took a peek for 3 wide back here for a split second. He thought better of it. 3 playoff drivers here, nose to tail. Kevin Harvick, Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon. Once again, a reminder. That's that yellow driver banner above the windshield, and the yellow spoiler is what signifies the playoff eligible driver. Championship eligible, I should say. Let's go back up front. Reddick and Bowman side by side, I believe, for 7th. Bowman's going to slide up in front of Larson before Larson can take advantage of that momentum difference. Logano, Cindric, nose to tail. That's the battle for 5th. And once again, we have Christopher Bell taking a peek to Chase Elliott. Underneath Chase Elliott. Can he slide in front of Chase Elliott, diving out into one like we saw Logano do before? No, he's going to stall out. That allows Kyle Busch to close right back in on him. Kyle Busch looking to the outside of Christopher Bell. Is he going to be able to get to the outside? He does. Here comes Kyle Busch to the outside for that 2nd spot. Christopher Bell might be falling off a little bit. See, Ross Chastain is taking a peek. You see the Penske cars in the background, 5th and 6th place. Ryan Blaney is currently 13th. So 5th, 6th, and 13th for the the Penske cars currently. Pretty close nose to tail battle for 3rd. So we go back and look. Logano comfortably in 5th. It's our closest battle, it seems. There's no real close battles in the top 10. Although I say that now, here comes Ross Chastain taking a peek to the inside of Christopher Bell. Bell's going to have that outside momentum in the corner and in the exit of the corner. That's going to shuffle Ross back. He's going to lose a few car lengths on the 20 car. As we take a look back at our leaders. Appears 1 and 2 is pretty much your closest battle within the top 10. Even though they do have a few car lengths separating them. The majority of the field has gotten pretty spread out, pretty settled down. That being said, here comes Kyle Busch with a run. Uh-oh. We got Bubba Wallace slowing off the pace. He should be off the track enough. He gets to the pits. And here comes Kyle Busch looking to the inside for the lead. Has to stall out. That inside momentum coming out of the corner. Let's go back and take a look at the 5 car or the 45 car. See what's going on with Bubba. If it's anything major, if he just needs some tires. So he, even after tires, he continues to have work done on the car. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, side by side. Elliott still able to fend him off. So Bubba Wallace is going to be the first car to go a lap down and probably will unfortunately be that way the remainder of the race, the way NR is. Looks like he's going to go 2 laps down now. Yep, Bubba continuing to be stuck in the pits. Chase Elliott is pulled away from Kyle Busch a little bit ever since that failed move on Kyle Busch's part. Let's go back. Here's that battle for 3rd. Logano still in 5th. Cindric 6th. Reddick 7th. Bowman 8th. Larson 9th. Busher 10th. So top 10 is pretty sorted out. And Bubba is now 3 laps down. He's back on track, though. Bubba's back on track. As long as he doesn't have engine damage or something, he should be able to pull away from the leaders a bit here since he's on way fresher tires. Let's check his speed. 170. Yeah, he's going pretty quick. Yeah, he's going quicker than the leaders are, so. Since he's got the fresher tires, even though he's up ahead of the leaders, he shouldn't get in their way. The leaders should have to pit before either he'll get in the leader's way or Bubba has to pit again, whichever comes first. Simultaneous battles for position out of turn 4. Here comes Kyle Busch to the inside for the lead. If he can slide up, he might be able to complete the pass. But if he doesn't slide up, he's going to leave that outside open for Elliott to get that spot right back. Here Elliott goes with that outside momentum. No, Kyle Busch clears him. So on lap 38, we have your first pass for the lead. Kyle Busch passes Chase Elliott. Can he actually lead the lap? He will. So Kyle Busch leads lap 38. And takes the lead from Chase Elliott. Top 4 still pretty close to one another. Could be nearly 40 laps into a green flag run to have the top 4 cars be within 7/10 of a second within one another. That's pretty significant. Now, here comes Chase Elliott taking a peek to the inside of Kyle Busch. He wants that lead back. It looks like he's going to stall out pretty heavily. Back up to the 20 car. Now we have 2nd through 3rd under a blanket. Bell goes up high, try to take a peek above Chase Elliott. That's not going to work. His run stalls out. He's got to stay in line. So we're still about 75 laps away from the end of the stage. We're still quite a bit ways away from the end of the first stage. Remember, the Southern 500, that's 500 miles at a 1.366 mile track, so that's a long race. That's the same number of miles as the Daytona 500, but at a track where you're averaging way slower, significantly slower average lap speeds. Bell took a peek to the inside of Elliott for second place. Wasn't able to get there. So the top four are pretty spread out. Let's see what Bubba can do on these fresher tires. He's already passed 3 of these cars on the lead lap. Oh, never mind. I thought I heard a car a lap down. Or slow off the pace. So you can see Bubba with those fresh tires just goes... I know he's 3 laps off the pace right now and basically out of contention for winning. But that just shows you a little demonstration if later on we have drivers that are in contention that start doing different tire strategies, what kind of difference that can make based on how the runs play out. Yeah, this is probably going to be at least a 4-hour stream, so be prepared. Southern 500 is typically one of the longer races on the schedule. I think just time-wise, it's usually the second longest, only to the 600. Chase Elliott taking a peek back to the inside of Kyle Busch. That is for the battle for the lead. Chase, yeah, once again, he can get a peek to the inside, but once you get into those corners, that run stalls out. Gotta back off the gas. And that just allows the driver in front of you to pull away and the driver behind you to close on in. But if Chase can get a good run coming out of 4 and slide it into 1 and clear Kyle Busch, that's a different story, but that will not be the case this time. That's true. That's... Yeah, I believe the 500, the Southern 500 is usually faster than the Daytona 500, but not the Coca-Cola 600, because that's a 600 miler. That'd make the Geico 500 probably the second longest race on the schedule time-wise. Just because that's the biggest track, so probably the biggest lap times. Ross Chastain still right on the tail of Bell. With how much these top 4 are still pretty close to one another, that's telling me that the driver in front is not necessarily the fastest. He just got a good run and was able to slide in front. But he's still just subtly holding up the cars behind him. Bell takes a peek to the inside of Elliott. Thinks better of it. Gets back to the outside line. Or the middle line, I should say. Still a ways before we're going to encounter lap traffic. Nearly 50 laps into this race, and it's still basically over a straightaway before it looks like they're going to get to any lap cars. Chase with a decent run off corner exit. He's able to keep his nose underneath him going into the corner, but has to back off. Kyle Busch gets him clear. So Chase Elliott led the first 37 laps. And Kyle Busch has led 12 since. Christopher Bell doing everything he can to try to get around that number 9 car. He gets a run, takes the peek to the inside. Can he slide up? Nope, he's got to back off. Just a game of chess back here with the tire wear. So if we make it 8 more laps, we will have made it past the halfway point of the stage. We'll see when everyone starts to pit for green flag pit stops. So out there is pretty much a straightaway that separates the leaders from the lap cars. Got a little cluster of 4 right up here. That's going to be an issue for the lappers once they catch that, if they catch that. Chase Elliott right there. Here he takes another peek to the inside of Kyle Busch, but no, Kyle Busch gets that corner exit, that outside advantage. He gets well clear of Chase once again. So over 50 laps into this race, top 4 have pretty well cemented their positions. Joey Logano comfortably in 5th. Looks like we got a battle for 6th. Heating up. Larson taking a peek on Cindric. As he looks to the inside of Cindric, he's going to have to back off the gas. Alright, so I can't imagine we're too many more laps away from green flag pit stop starting. If I had to guess, it'd probably be somewhere between 60 and 70 laps is the fuel window. And we're on lap 70, or excuse me, 55. Wait, taking a peek to the outside. Sorry, I keep messing the camera switches up. So will they catch the lap traffic, or will they have to pit? Which is going to come first? So there's JJ Yaley. Currently in last. Yep, there's still about a straightaway separating the lap traffic. Chase Elliott seems to be faster. He just needs to figure out when he can make his move without actually stalling the car out on the inside like that. So yeah, I think 1 or 2 more laps and we will have officially made it halfway through the stage. Pretty settled down here at Darlington. Here's Bubba Wallace on his significantly fresher tires. If he keeps this pace up for a little bit longer, he'll get 1 of his laps back. So he must have had a loose tire or something, which would be pretty on brand for that 2311 pit crew. Yeah, he's on pace to get 1 of his laps back at least. So to go from 3 laps down to 2 laps down. Oh, we got lap traffic side by side up in front of the leaders. The 15 and the 16. Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott coming here, probably hoping they're not still doing that once they catch him. So this is what a tire advantage at Darlington looks like. Yeah. So if Bubba goes low here, yeah, if he can pass Kyle Busch. So, I mean, he went from 3 laps down to now 2 laps down. I mean, I know that doesn't really sound significant, but if he can do that somehow by being off strategy 2 more times, I mean, he can technically race his way back onto the lead lap, but we'll see what happens. Christopher Bell trying to do the up high, down low, slingshot, the crossover. Yeah, through a weird, confusing strategy of the 45 still being eligible for the owner points championship, but not the driver points championship. They swapped Bubba to the 45. And Bell is trying everything he can. Just can't make it happen. One of these times that's going to open up the door for Chastain, which it looks like it might right here, actually. Oh, nope. Bell gets him clear. Bubba's already caught the lap traffic, which is now going to be stuck behind these side-by-side cars. I know I'm focusing on the lap traffic and when we should be focusing on the leaders. So we've made it more than halfway past the stage break, and we haven't started pit stops yet. Chase Elliott looking up high. Is that going to give him a bit of a run? Not quite. So they come out of turn 2, down the back stretch. Should be approaching green flag pit stop shortly. I can't imagine they're too far away. Let's just go back and check on Bubba, who's made a lap already just on the fresher tires. Dang. So yeah, that's... If you can somehow get off strategy and make the tire advantage work for you, that's a strat right there. So here's the battle for the lead. The rest of the field behind them, and then you'll see the lap cars just in front of them. That's the gap. Like I said before, I'd say 70 laps in to only have 1 lap car just from going a lap down for a pit stop. I'd say that's pretty good. There's a 4-car little... Oh, I think Logano pitted. Yep. So Logano might be our first in for pit stops. And our leaders just came in for pit stops too. That's going to inherit the lead to Christopher Bell. So let's see if these guys pit, and then when they do, we'll switch over to Chase. And looks like Bell's going to pit here. That's going to inherit the lead to Ross Chastain. So Ross is going to lead a lap. Let's go to Kyle Busch and see where these guys end up coming out in relation to one another. Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott. Come on. There we go. Keyboard wasn't connecting. Come on, back. Oh. So Kyle Busch got out in front of Chase Elliott pretty significantly. This is one of those tracks where you want to be one of the first to pit, because fresh tires are going to work heavily in your favor. There's Ross Chastain. And a good chunk of the rest of the leaders. We're gonna have some pit strategy leaders now. People leading us from staying out. Come on. Sorry, wrong button. There we go. Who led that last lap? Cindric did. Now Cindric, Reddick, Hamlin are coming in. That's gonna give this next lap to Buescher. Buescher stays out. As does Suarez. So yeah, you are not gonna want to be a car that stays out on old tires for too long. Let's follow back with Busch. Oh, here's the battle for the lead, actually. Joey Logano took it over since he pitted so early. So since Logano pitted like a couple laps before the leaders, it looks like he's going to cycle out into the lead once the pit cycle is done. So Buescher led that last lap. I believe he came in this time. So Logano just stealing it with strategy. You got Ty Gibbs a lap down in front of the leaders. Hold on. There we go. Christopher Bell's in fourth. Chase Elliott will cycle out in second. Logano in first. Kyle Busch second. That's how they're going to cycle out. Remember, we've still got about 40-odd laps before the end of the stage at the end of lap 115. So Eric Jones stayed out. He led that last lap. Where's Eric Jones at? There we go. So I believe Jones was the last one to stay out. So now that should give the lead back to Logano. Where's Logano? Here we go. Sorry. Yep. Alright, so we only got 5 cars a lap down after that pit cycle. Bubba, who was a couple laps down, having to pit early, having some issues. Then we have Hemrick a lap down, Yaley, BJ McLeod, and Ty Gibbs. Or, excuse me, Hemrick, Wallace, Yaley, Castle, McLeod. Those are the 5 cars a lap down for 75 laps. We got lots of lap traffic, though, in front of the leaders. We got a pretty tight battle for the lead, with Kyle Busch right on the tail of Joey Logano. Joey Logano trying to fend off Kyle Busch. He's got a big group of lap cars in front of him. These lap cars, everyone in front of the leaders has 40 laps to try to hang on to stay on the lead lap. The cars that haven't already been lapped. So you want to talk about long races, we're not even a quarter of the way done with this race yet. We'll be a quarter of the way done at lap like 92. That'll be the 25% point. Let's go on the helicopter view, take a look at this battle. It's not really a battle at the moment, but it can heat up at any time, especially those lappers in front of them. Joey Logano, Kyle Busch. They have about a 2.5 second gap back to third place, Chase Elliott. Fourth place, Christopher Bell. Ross Chastain is sitting in fifth. Alex Bowman is sixth. Larson is seventh. Kevin Harvick eighth. Tyler Reddick ninth. Cindric is 10th. So the top 13 cars are all playoffs. Truex, who is in 14th right now, is our first car not in the playoffs. Oh, hold on. We got side-by-side battle for the lead. Kyle Busch looking to the inside of Logano. Outside, I should say. Excuse me. And he gets a run down the backstretch. Can he get to the outside? He can't. Logano fends him off. These are up-to-date ratings. These are using N ratings. I used every single race combined through the season up to this point. So basically, I checkmarked the box for every single 2022 race. In N ratings, hit apply. Boom. I mean, the ratings are ratings, but I mean, there's still the NR randomness. So, yeah, there's still always the NR randomness and jank. Ooh, Logano has to back off on the inside line. That's going to allow Kyle Busch to get a run. Can Kyle get to the outside? No, he still can't. Speaking to the outside once again. Now he's picking to the inside. Can he slide up? Oh, don't look now. But here comes Chase Elliott. Trying to catch the leaders. But he's got a lap car he's got to get past first. Same lap traffic that the leaders are dealing with the 23 of Ty Gibbs. And yeah, that inside line is just not where you want to be at this track. Uh-oh. So now Bubba Wallace is off cycle. He had fresher tires than everyone else before, but now he's got older tires. It's going to cause a hazard for these cars. Logano. The lapper of Ty Gibbs. That actually should allow the leaders by on the inside here. There we go. So that 45 is now off cycle. The battle for the lead continuing to be a banger. Joey Logano fending off Kyle Busch. That's the battle for the first place spot. We now have 7 cars a lap down, 86 laps in. Top 29 on the lead lap. Things have settled down for a bit. Chase Elliott got past Bubba Wallace in the 45. Christopher Bell in 4th place. So that's the battle for 3rd right there between the 9 and the 20. Back to check on the lead. Yeah, let's take a battle. Take a look at this battle. This is the closest battle on track up front. They got a little bit of a gap between the leaders and the next set of lap traffic. Gonna be about 27, 28 laps to go till the end of the stage that time by. So here's everyone that's led a lap so far today. Cinderquat stayed out and led one lap during the pit cycle, as did Chastain, as did Bell. Eric Jones actually stayed out and led 2 laps. I believe I missed one. Yeah, Buescher also led a lap. Logano, our current leader, has led 17 and counting. Kyle Busch has led 29 laps, and Chase Elliott, the lap leader today, has led 37 laps so far. So there's not been a single DNF yet. All cars still remain on track. There's 25 laps remaining in the first stage. Still a pretty tight battle between first and second. That's pretty much your closest battle on track, separating them by about a car length. There's a lapped car between Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell in the battle for third. Ross Chastain is in 5th place. Alex Bowman 6th. Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick fairly close for that 7th and 8th position. Kevin Harvick sitting 9th place. And currently sitting 10th. It's the 3 of Austin Dillon. Back up front. Oh, here's Kyle Busch peeking to the inside of Joey Logano. I think Busch might have led that lap, actually. Can he go down and slide up in front of him? He can. It's going to give the lead back to Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch with the pass for the lead to take the lead back on lap 93. Logano's not satisfied with giving up the lead quite yet. Alright, now that we know he's clear him, let's go back and let's take a full look at that move. Wow, I was looking at stuff going on in the back of the field. So it all started out of 4 a lap ago. And he almost clears him, kind of. But then Joey Logano gets back on the outside. He clears him back. But then he stalls out a bit, and then Kyle Busch having another run. Goes down to the inside. Slides, and then successfully slides up. Where's my cursor? Oh, here we go. So that puts Rowdy back to the lead, and he is a handful of laps away from becoming the lap leader for today. So we got 3rd and 4th still trying to pass the lap car of Ty Gibbs. 1st and 2nd with about a car length on one another. We got less than 20 laps to go to the end of stage 1. Everything's kind of sorted out with the exception of this snake back here caused by the Ty Gibbs car. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I'm professional. Bowman currently runs 6th spot. Back up to Elliott and Bell still trying to get past Ty Gibbs in the 23 car. Every time they go to the inside, coming out of 4, it just stalls the car out. So if Brad Kozlowski can hang on for another 15 laps, he'll be able to stay on the lead lap. Actually, technically 16 laps he needs to hang on for. Staying in front of Kyle Busch. Is Elliott going to get the 23 clear? Oh, not quite. Not quite. And now it's going to set up side by side the battle for third. As they're both trapped behind this lapper. The battle for third here between Bell and Elliott. As they're in a lapped car sandwich. Elliott able to clear Bell for now. For that third spot, but here he comes back on the outside. So that's the battle for third. Might not be a battle anymore. Bell might have him clear. And Bell gets him clear. Bell takes over the third spot. Back up front. Yeah, Kozlowski's going to be able to hang on to stay on the lead lap because he's starting to pull away from Kyle Busch, and then they got to pass Bubba Wallace again up here on very old tires. So just a dozen or so laps to go in stage one. Kyle Busch, once he got clear of Logano, he's actually pulling away a bit. Oh, here comes Bubba Wallace to get fresh tires. Christopher Bell once again trying to get to the inside of the lap car of Ty Gibbs. Just been a handful for those cars from third on back to try to get around. Chase Elliott, the pole sitter, currently back in 4th place. A few laps ago, Kyle Busch passed Chase Elliott as having led the most laps this race thus far. Chase Elliott has led 37. Kyle Busch has led 43 and counting. And these cars up here have a little over 10 laps. They just need to hang on to be able to stay on the lead lap. They got maybe 4 seconds on the leaders. So as long as they don't lose about a half a second, more than a half a second per lap to the leaders at a time, they should. Ross Chastain to the outside of Elliott. Here's the battle for 4th. So Chase Elliott relinquishes that 4th position to Ross Chastain. He slides back to 5th place. Ross up to the 4th place. Christopher Bell looks like he's finally going to clear Ty Gibbs. He can slide up in front of him in 1 here, which he should be able to do. Now let's see if he can at all start to catch these leaders now that there's no lap traffic separating them. Last time by was 1.1 seconds between Kyle Busch and Christopher Bell. 1.1. Let's see what it will be this next time by. I'm gonna guess he's gonna have closed in a bit. Yeah, 0.9. He gained 0.2. So Christopher Bell it appears, I'm looking at the lap times and the lap speeds. Yeah, Christopher Bell is the fastest car right now. On track. Can he get down and slide in front of Logano? Oh, wow, he might be able to. Here comes Seabell. Just easily passes Logano. Remember, Logano pitted about 5 or so laps earlier than these other cars that pitted a little bit later. So technically speaking, Logano's got 5 lap older tires. So now the top 5 have no lappers in front of one another. Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott. All within about a second of one another. All right, this time by 5 to go to the end of stage 1. Oops. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they'll be able to hang on. The lappers, I mean. Top 5 are within a blanket right now. Under a blanket within one another. Here comes Seabell looking to the outside of Kyle Busch. Did Christopher Bell maybe saving some of his stuff being caught behind the slower cars so he wasn't using up his tires as much? Let's see if that's the case. Oh, he goes to the inside at the wrong time. He's going to stall out there. So this time by, this will be Kyle Busch's 50th lap led today. Here's Ross Chastain looking to the inside of Logano once again. Tried making that pass before it stalled out. Let's see if he can slide up this time. He's not able to slide up in front of him. He's going to lose momentum coming off the corner. So next time by, 2 to go. Coming to the stage. So Ross keeps trying to make that move, but stalls out on the inside line. So all these cars up here will be able to stay on the lead lap. Corey LaJoie is the last car on the lead lap. Here comes Christopher Bell to the outside. Coming to 1 to go in the stage. Is he going to steal the stage point away? Christopher Bell to the lead, while they're side by side for 3rd behind him. Wow. Made that pass look easy. All right, so let's go up here. So let's get our yellow ready to throw. And then once LaJoie crosses the line, we will throw the yellow. So then the leaders will be racing to the line. There we go. All right, so Christopher Bell leads that stage, wins that stage. Leads his first laps of the race right at the end of the stage. And let's make sure the pace car gets there. Hopefully nothing gets screwed up with the pits here. Please. Oh, yep. It did the thing. It's the weird version of Darlington. I forgot about this. Where the pace car wasn't able to catch up in time. Now the top 4 are going to be screwed. Because they're going to have to pit next time around. Yep, I forgot about this. So now the lead is going to be whoever comes out of the pits first here, which is going to be Chastain. Ah, shoot. I should have researched a different version of this track. I remember this from last time. Oh, sorry for any fans of the top four, Bell, Busch, Logano, or Elliott. So here comes Ross. Ross is going to be in the lead now. Followed by Bowman. Followed by Larson. And yeah, now here come these guys to pit.
So you don't have to look back there that much. Plus, for these giant-ass scores, they can't really see much anyway, so...
$2, Lord Shank. Thank you so much, Lord Shank. Sent the Google Drive folder on Twitter. I will check my messages next chance I get. Thank you, Lord Shank. You are too kind for the super chat. So, let's see if in the long game this actually helps these guys. Or if they're basically screwed for the rest of the race. So that inherits the lead to Ross Chastain. So due to the pit road glitch, that kind of screwed up the drivers up front. See where these drivers come out. Alright, at least all these guys. Oh, Chase got stuck behind some lap traffic. Current pole sitter got screwed in the pit cycle. So most of the lap cars are in the back. All the lap cars are in the back, but so are some of the what should be leaders. I guess they're just pitting off cycle from one another. $250 laps to go. That last time by the way. We should be getting the one to go here, I believe. Yep, there's the one to go. So Ross Chastain is going to lead the field back to green. Followed by Alex Bowman. Behind him is teammate Kyle Larson. We got Kevin Harvick. And Denny Hamlin is currently in 5th. Followed by Suarez in 6th.
You hit me under yellow!
Oh!
You hit me under yellow!
Holy crap, that startled me. Lone Wolf Slayer. The $4.99 super chat. He didn't even say anything. Thank you so much, man. Or gal. Yeah, that is very, very, very kind of you. Way too generous. You did not have to. It scared the crap out of me, that alert. You hit me under yellow. Sends over $5, doesn't even say anything. If you're going to send a super chat, you can at least say hi. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Alrighty, as the pace car heads down pit road, coming off of turn 4. Ross Chastain gets ready to lead the field back to green. We got 3 Chevys up front, followed by a Ford and a Toyota. We are back underway. Now let's see if Busch, Logano, Elliott, and Bell, those cars that got kind of trapped with that odd pit cycle, can slowly make their way back up to the front. They are currently 26th through 29th right now. So we'll keep an eye on those 4 drivers as this run progresses. There's Kyle Larson to the inside of Alex Bowman for that 2nd spot. The bottom seems to work in turn 1, but then you have to slide up by the time they get to 2, which he does. Kyle Larson into that 2nd position. Clears his teammate. We got a battle for 4th right here between Hamlin and Harvick. Side by side for that 4th spot. Harvick gets it. Harvick with that outside advantage to clear Hamlin off of 2, which he does. Ross Chastain continuing to lead. Hendrick teammates nose to tail for second place. Second and third. Larson gets a run down the front stretch, takes a peek to the inside, but then goes back to the outside before he gets to the turn. Oh, looks like Austin Dillon might have just barely scraped the wall coming out of 2 that last time. So once again, it seems like the top 4 is pulling away a bit. Larson with a bit of a run going on the front stretch. Can he make that slide job into 1 on new tires? Let's see what he can do. He sends it, but here's going to be Ross on the outside to send it back. And Ross clears him. Just like that. It looked like Larson was going to be the leader, but Ross says, I'll take that right back. They are jockeying for position all throughout the field. Bowman tried going low into 1. That didn't work for him. He stalled out. Now he's going to be caught by Harvick and Suarez. Yeah, if you guys are wondering about the ticker, it's a program called GNL TV. It's just this external third-party software that somehow Drive-Thru found a way to mod and use for NR2003 by messing around with the settings a bunch. It's insanely complicated. It's insanely convoluted. I have no idea, nor do I remember how to be able to explain it to you guys. Drive-Thru said he is working on and will eventually put out a tutorial on how to make it yourself and do it yourself. It's just a very complicated, long process that he's working on a zillion other things right now. He's busy, but he said he will put out a tutorial at some point of how to make it. It's not some grand secret he's hiding from the public. It's just a matter of him having the free time to do it. And yeah, it's an external plugin basically you import in through OBS. I don't see it on my NR screen, but I see it through OBS. Oh, here's Bowman back to the inside of Larson. Bowman to the inside of Larson. That's going to be for second. Harvick and Suarez side by side for fourth. Bowman clears him. I just need to check when the next stage is. Lap 230. His Hendrick teammates seem pretty even. Swapping second place with one another. So the end of the end of stage 2 will be at lap 230. The end of lap 230, I should say. Ross Chastain continues to lead. He is our 8th different leader today. The others being Elliott, Logano, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Cindric, Buescher, and Chastain. Bowman Larson side by side for second once again. We've seen this before a few times already today. So Harvick comfortably in that 4th spot. Let's check in on our cars that got screwed on that pit cycle and see how they're doing. Now they're still trying to get by all these lap cars. Bell has only passed 2 lap cars so far. So it's not working out too well. These are all lap cars back here, but these are ones they started ahead of. Back to Chastain. How come NR doesn't crash when I tab out? I have it in window mode. And fortunately, I also have a decent enough computer that even when it's in full screen mode, I can tab out and it doesn't crash. But I run in window mode for the sake of being able to tab back and forth seamlessly. It's not an old computer. My old computer used to do that too. My old computer certainly wasn't a piece of junk by any means. So our top 9 are all in the playoffs. Once again, signified by those yellow driver banners above the windshield and the spoilers. Yeah, I don't know. It's just random with some people's computers, too. NR is... It can work seamlessly on someone's computer, and someone else could have, on paper, a just as good computer, hardware-wise, but it just... I don't know. NR is very particular about the hardware it's run on. I get a couple minor issues with mine every now and then, but nothing major. Whoa. Yeah, lots of shuffling and jockeying back here. Got lots of jockeying going on around the jockey car. Who was saying Byron stinks this entire stream? Isn't he up to 8th right now? Some Byron fan I think was worried before because he was like in 20th earlier. He's up to 8th. That's why these races are 500 miles. There's plenty of time to make moves. Alright, back up front. Oops. Yeah, the ex-leaders have gained approximately 2 spots on all the lap cars. Or all the other cars, excuse me. Here comes Bowman taking a peek for the lead. But they're going to be side by side. That's going to stall Bowman out. It's not only going to let Ross pull away, it's going to allow Larson to close back in on Bowman. Oh, he's taking another peek. His run isn't over. See if he can slide up into turn 1. Doesn't have the advantage. Now here comes Larson. It's going to clear him easily on the outside. Now he's under fire from Harvick for 3rd. And now here comes Harvick taking a peek for that 3rd spot. He's not going to have the momentum. He's going to have to tuck back in up in line. Unless Suarez gets there first. I don't think he will. Alrighty. We're nearly 150 laps into this race. Things have settled out just a little bit up front. I'd say now's as good a time ever for good old-fashioned crank it up. It would help if I unmuted myself, wouldn't it? We are back live. I'm glad that was only a few laps before I realized that. Here comes Larson taking a peek. It's a little peek. And settles back in. We're approaching 150 laps into this race. 183 and a half will be the halfway point. Oh, Larson, he cuts down. He's trying. But that inside momentum keeps stalling out those runs. Coming out of the corners. So you gotta crank the wheel harder, take a sharper turn. That's what kills the exit momentum. Alex Bowman sliding around, searching for grip. Now he's under fire from Kevin Harvick. Should have the preferred line going into 4, or going into 1, excuse me, on the outside line. So top 3. Nothing to really speak of at the moment. Got a somewhat close battle for 4th here. Rest of the field pretty nose to tail. Let's keep cycling through the field. And here's Bell around Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So that's going to put Bell up to the 21st spot, I believe. So Bell's gained like 5-ish spots on the restart. Alex Bowman looking to the inside for 2nd. Not too much to speak of at the moment here, folks. I am going to be periodically checking on Bell's progress. Oh, here comes Larson. Larson has a good run. Can he slide up in front of Chastain going into turn 1? He might just be able to. He left the outside open for Chastain going on the backstretch, but no, he slides up. Kyle Larson to the lead. Kyle Larson will take away the top spot from Ross Chastain on lap 155. And that'll be Larson's first lap lead of the day, our 9th new leader. Our 9th different leader, I should say. But don't look now. Here comes Chastain right back to the bottom. But he's going to stall out a bit. That gives the momentum back to Larson. Larson hugging that top line. It's going to get well clear of Chastain. Kyle Larson out front. Ross Chastain 2nd. Alex Bowman 3rd. And we have Kevin Harvick and Suarez battling for 4th place. William Byron 6th. And the 2 RCR cars battling side by side for 7th. Tyler Reddick, 8th. Denny Hamlin, 9th. Justin Haley is a lap down. Don't listen to me. No, is he? No, Justin Haley's 10th. Excuse me. I'll shut up. Haley's 10th, racing 4th position. All right, right now we have 7 cars a lap or more down, and 29 cars on the lead lap. Got Hemrick pretty slow off the pace coming up. About a straightaway ahead of the leaders. About 25-ish and change laps away from the halfway point. Just when you think Larson's pulling away, Ross is right back down to the bottom. Right back to his bumper. Bell is still in that 20th position. Let's take a look at... Oh yeah, he's got a bunch of cars in front of him, though. Here comes Christopher Bell looking for a top 20 spot after restarting, I believe, 27th. Was in the lead right when the stage break happened. Let's go back to the leaders. Chastain looking to the bottom. It's not too much going on at the moment. Let's take a look through the field. See what's all going on with all the cars. Kyle Busch is the one that got screwed the most out of this because he's still in 26th place. He hasn't really moved up too much. Bell, on the other hand, in 21st. He's moved up about 6 spots since when he started. Let's see what Bell does here. Still unable to get by the 14. Same car has been battling with the last few laps. Top 3 still remains the same. Chastain's not letting Larson get away. Could see another pass for the lead here shortly. Yep, he gets that little momentum coming out of 4. Then he tries to peek to the bottom, but then, yeah, he just... And so he has to get off the gas, taking the shorter part around the track. That's what kills the run every time. So top 5 have been pretty much the same for quite a while. Yeah, Byron slowly moved his way into 6th at one point. He was in 8th last I checked. Now he's looking for 5th, actually. Yeah, who was talking smack about Byron earlier in the race? 'Cause he's 6th, looking right outside the top 5 right now. When's the next lapper they're going to have to catch? It's actually going to be shortly. So for the first time in a while, the leaders will have to navigate lap traffic. So let's see how they'll be able to navigate the 16 car, what lines they're going to choose. If the 16 will cooperate at all. Yeah, you can see him just outside the camera frame. Right there. That'll be the next obstacle for the leaders. Bell's still stuck in 21st spot. Side by side between Dylan and Hamlin. That is the battle for the 7th position. Oh, sorry. I'm trying not to jump around too much. Alright, here we go. How's Larson going to navigate this? Is that going to hurt his lead? It's going to go up high and just barely squeeze around the top. So that answers the question. Let's squeeze around the top. Now let's see if the rest of the field can do that as smoothly. Chastain, Bowman, Harvick, Suarez, Byron. Looks like Chastain's trying the same strategy, but he gets caught up. He's going to have to try to do the crossover. This is going to hurt his momentum into turn 1. Oh, yeah. That's going to allow Bowman to get back to 2nd place. So from the looks of how it's working with these two guys, Larson was lucky to get past Hemrick when he did. Because now even Bowman's struggling. So let's see how they navigate this lapped car. As Larson starts to slip away more and more each lap. Bowman's at least alongside of Hemrick this time. That maybe he can slide up in front of him. There he goes. Now Ross has got to do the same thing. Meanwhile, Larson got about a 2nd lead on the rest of the field through all that. Let's take this opportunity to go take a look back at how the Bell battle is going. Bell is up to 20th place now. So he's moved his way up about 7 or 8 spots since the restart. He's just got all this congested traffic in front of him. There's nowhere to really get a run. Alright, that's enough with those guys. Let's go check back on the leaders. Oops. Sorry. Still clean and green for Kyle Larson. Second place is Alex Bowman. Third is Chastain. Fourth is Kevin Harvick. And fifth is a pretty close nose-to-tail battle between Daniel Suarez and William Byron. Well, they're going to be right on the tail of Harvick for fourth now. So a few more laps and we'll officially be past the halfway point. All right. So not too much going on up front. Here's in the back of the field. Bell's back to 21st. He got passed by Briscoe again. So yeah, that bad timing out of that pace car did not work out for those stage 1 leaders. We should, in the next 10 laps or so, start coming up on green flag pit stops. So 3 Hendrick cars in the top 6. Elliott, who was leading a good chunk of the race, is now stuck in the back of the field after getting trapped behind the pace car. Alright, let's just keep taking a look through the field. Still trying to get by Hemrick. Are these leaders? Yeah, the top 4 has cleared Hemrick. 5th on back, Byron, Suarez. All trying to get by. Byron's moved his way up into the 5th spot. It's a 3-car battle for 6th between Suarez, Hamlin, Reddick. Yeah, just like I said before, probably about another 10, 15 laps. And we should be approaching green flag pit stops. All right, let's see who's going to be the first to pit. Who will be the first to pit? Byron got by Hemrick. Now Suarez needs to. Suarez is currently 6th, Hamlin 7th. Austin Dillon 8th. Tyler Reddick 9th, and Justin Haley side by side for 10th. Truex is in 11th. Eric Almirola sitting 12th. Harrison Burton 13th. Ryan Blaney 14th. Eric Jones in 15th. Austin Cindric 16th. McDowell, or excuse me, I think McDowell pitted. Yeah, he was credited as 15th last time, but he's not there anymore, so I think he pitted. Austin Dillon gets past Hemrick. Oh, yep, here we go. We got pit stops happening. Who's all pitting? The leader. Leader came in right now. So this is going to be hopefully where Bell and Elliott and Logano and Kyle Busch can make up their spots when the field gets more sorted out here through these stops. And Bell just pitted, so that'll be good for him. Being in pretty open track. So we're keeping an eye on Kyle Larson, the leader. Harvick stayed out and inherited that last lap. Oh, this is side by side for the effective battle for the lead. Oh, man. And Larson clears him. Let's go check on Harvick now, who should be pitting this time. Yep. Who's going to have stayed out this next time? Todd Gilliland stays out and leads laps. Now he's coming in. Todd Gilliland is credited with having led that last lap. So let's go back and check on Larson, who gets a lap car between him and Bowman. It's going to be way faster than these cars on the older tires. Oh, Byron, I think, pitted in front of Larson. I think Byron pitted the lap ahead of Larson. Byron is ahead of Larson for the lead, pretty much. Holy cow. Logano and Busch are the only ones that have not pitted yet. So where's Bell at? So once the cycle's out, Byron's going to be in the lead. Holy cow. I believe he pitted the lap ahead of Larson. Oh, here comes a slow car in front of him. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Side-by-side battle for the lead, but they have a lap car right in front of them. What's Larson going to do? He's going to send it like he can usually in turn one, like the cars have been able to. Oh, but Byron's still going to be on the outside. They're still going to be side-by-side. 3 Hendrick cars in the top 3. Bell has worked his way up to 11th. Keep in mind, similar to how it did in Stage 1, it might screw the top 4 or 5 when the stage caution gets thrown in Stage 2. Just be prepared for that with the NR jank. Still only 7 cars a lap down. Everyone managed to go through that cycle without going any additional laps down. Bell's now up to 10th. So Christopher Bell is on the move. After that jank put him down early. The first stage caution. That's going to move him up to 9th with that pass right there. Christopher Bell from 27th at the start of Stage 2 to 9th now. We've still got 35 laps to go in the stage. Here's the battle for the lead between Hendrick teammates. Christopher Bell might be playing the long game. And Christopher Bell is proving that if these leaders get screwed at the end of this stage, that there perhaps is a chance for them to get caught back up by the end of stage 3, the final stage. Side by side for the lead, Larson, Byron. Byron's gonna get the advantage going on the backstretch on the outside. Clears Larson, but now they got 2 lapped cars in front of him holding him up. And Larson's wearing out his tires, going down to the inside like that over and over again. Now they're side by side for the lead once again. Larson can't slide up because he's got lap traffic in front of him. And that lap traffic gets right in front of Byron. Larson leads that lap. He gets clear of Byron. Larson back to the lead. After Byron leads 6 laps after the pit stop cycle. Now they need to get past the lappers. Who's going to be the first to get past these lappers? Oh, Larson has to check up. It's going to allow Byron to catch up. So this time by is going to be lap 200, or start of lap 200, I should say. Oh, that lap traffic side by side in front of the leaders. They got to be thinking, why? Shout out the top 6 cars being Chevys. Larson looking to the outside of Ty Gibbs. Still can't make it happen. That's allowing Bowman to catch up to the top 2. And Chastain is right there. Where's the next lappers in front of these guys? Oh, not for a while. So they are all caught on the slow car of Ty Gibbs. Well, Kyle Larson goes to the inside. But he loses some momentum going on the front stretch. He's gonna not get him clear. That's gonna allow Byron to come back on the outside, possibly, maybe not. Bell's still in 9th place. Side by side for 2nd. Byron Bowman. More than 200 laps complete in this race. Alright, now they gotta get past J.J. Yaley. Kyle Larson does the crossover. See if that can work for him to get past the 15 car. I think it will. Larson will get clear of the 15 of Yaley. That's going to allow him to pull away from these cars. So now let's focus on the battle for 2nd. Looks like Bell should get by Yaley this time by as well. Whew. What a... I don't know if eventful is the right word, but certainly This race has certainly had its twists and turns. Here's Larson looking to get past another lapper, but he's going to stall out. He's going to send the move too early. And here comes Bowman with a run to the outside of Yaley. That gets him clear of the lapper. So 25 laps to go till the end of the stage. We'll be at the end of lap 230. The way their stage lengths have been, like 60-ish laps, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make it on 1 or 2 stops in that final stage, because that final stage is going to be about 135-ish laps, 137. Larson trying to get past Ty Gibbs. Reminiscent of Road America. Pain. About 18 laps to go on the stage. Top 2 is still pretty close. Larson finally gets around Ty Gibbs. Now the next lap cars are these guys up here. It's a battle to see if they can stay on the lead lap in the final laps of stage 2. Let's go through and see if we can find more decently close battles. Here's Bell. Let's see if he can catch these 3 cars that are all nose to tail. So Bell, who got screwed in that early pit stop, is now position 19. Or 9, excuse me. Should I throw the caution earlier to make sure, like, the lap car gets caught? But is that gonna, like, then... like, have these cars that should be... I'm throwing the caution once Logano crosses the line. Because those lap cars aren't going to get their lap back anyway, so it doesn't matter if, like, I need to get them to the tail end of the field. They're not going to be able to pit the first time anyway. Because either it's going to screw them with the placement of the pace car, or they're just a lap down, so they can't pit regardless. Thought I almost saw a caution back here. Byron has gotten past Ty Gibbs. I think I did my math wrong before. Now we're coming up on 15 laps to go on the stage. So yeah, once Logano has... because he is the last car on the lead lap. Once Logano crosses the line, that's when I'll, like, throw the caution. So, looking back, has Bell gained at all? Not really. Bell is the only car out of that group of 4 from the stage, the beginning of stage 2. The NSH1 that's really worked his way up at all. The other 3 were Elliott. He's still back in 24th. Bush, he's still back in 28th. And Logano's still back in 29th. So that pit cycle basically screwed him. Clean air is everything at Darlington, apparently. Back up front. So we get into the closing laps of stage 2. Larson, of course, he was oh so close to the win last year. Coming up short behind Denny Hamlin. Tried pulling the video game move on Hamlin in the final corner. By basically scraped along the wall and full throttling it. Almost worked if Denny would have left a little bit more of a lane up top. Alright, he's starting to catch Landon Castle, who is already a lap down. But he's about to go 2 laps down. So before we get too close to the end of the race here, I don't think I've even asked anyone, who do you got as your prediction to win the race? I want to hear your all predictions to win tomorrow's race. Who's going to be the first driver, or the driver to win the first playoff race to lock themselves into the round of 12? Or will it be a non-playoff driver? Will it be a wild card? Kyle Larson gets past Castle. Easily clears him. So our closest battle up front really is second place. Then we got Ross Chastain and Harvick battling for 4th. Lots of lappers behind him. Looks like Bell has caught... Oh, wow. Bell's on a move. That was for 8th right there. And he's going to possibly go around Haley for 7th if he can get a good run here. Oh, Bell's on the move. Bell is on the move. So he is in 7th right now. Sitting behind Austin Dillon, who's in 6th. So watch out for Christopher Bell in the long run. And Harvick's in the top 5 spot. Chastain is 4th. Alex Bowman 3rd. William Byron 2nd, and Kyle Larson continues to lead. So we got less than 10 laps to go in the stage. Next car up ahead of Larson's Cody Ware. He's already a lap down. At risk of going 2 laps down. Got Byron trying to get by Castle. That's not going to work so well. That's going to allow Bowman to close in on him. Christopher Bell and these guys have caught some lap traffic. Let's see if Bell can do the dive bomb slide up in front of Yaley. It appears he should be able to. So Bell was the stage 2 winner, or stage 1 winner, excuse me. If anyone wonders why I'm keep checking his status. So he seemed to be one of the fastest cars at the time of him taking over the lead right before stage 1 ended. Got 5 laps to go on the stage that time by. Doesn't appear Cody Ware is going to be able to hang on in these final 4 laps. Alright, so once the caution comes out, I'm throwing it right when Kyle Busch crosses the line. That should hopefully give enough time for him to catch the pace car without it screwing up the running order. And without them getting caught waiting for the pace car, unable to pit. So this next time by will be 2 to go. So I'm keeping an eye on Larson. These final 2 laps of the stage. Alright, so that's 2 to go. Well, one last chance to try to get in front of Cody Ware. I don't think he'll be able to. I think it's too late. I think he burned up his tires trying to get by him that first time. 1 lap to go in stage 2. Chase Elliott on the back stretch. Catches up to the back of Cody Ware. Oh, shoot. There we go. That's probably going to screw up. I forgot to throw the caution at the proper time. That's going to screw up Larson, isn't it? Come on, pace car, get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Yep. Yeah, Larson's not going to be able to pit. Yep, Larson's not going to be able to pit. Yep. I should have thrown it earlier. Well, sorry any Larson and Byron fans. Oops. Ah, shoot. Oh, I don't need to do that. Whoever made the track needs to do that. Make the pace speed faster. And that was whoever made the track responsibility. So that's going to put Bowman in the lead. Oh, did Kyle Busch? Oh, he hasn't pitted yet. I was going to say, did he just, like, stay out and gain a bunch of spots? Yep, so now Larson and everyone's going to get screwed here by having to come in now. Meanwhile, that's going to put Bowman into the lead, followed by Chastain. Is this the Circuit of the Americas Finish all over again. I should have waited one lap to throw the stage and thrown it at a spot where I knew the pace car would have been able to catch up. I usually try not to edit them too much unless they need to be, but yeah, this one needed to be, and I didn't know until it was too late. Yep, there's those two. Stuck in the back of the field. They're ahead of all the lappers at least, but they're stuck at the back of the field. That's the one good thing. At least they're all the lap cars are in the back. Should be getting the one to go this time by. Alrighty, it's gonna be one to go. Gonna have about 134 laps to go when they go green. And that's right in the in-between spot of if they'll be good on one pit stop or two. So you never know. No, don't completely rule out those cars that got trapped in the back. They could make it on some sort of wacky strategy if everyone else has to pit twice, but they only have to pit once. McDowell up into 5th spot. Haley into 4th. Harvick 3rd. Chastain 2nd. Bowman 1st. Getting ready to go back green. Thanks to everyone tuning in. If you guys could hit that like button, that would really mean a lot to me. Getting close to 100 likes here. Pace car rolls off, so we get ready to go green. Bowman rolls out of 3 and 4, and we are underway with the final stage. So they roll into turns 1 and 2. Everyone knows the tail for the time being. Who was going to be the first one to make a move on Bowman? Haley looks to the bottom of Harvick. It's going to stall out his run down the front stretch. Everyone fanning out, searching for spots. So Larson, Byron, they were 28th, 29th. Larson, who led stage 2. Now it's 27 spots he's got to make up if he's going to want to win this one. Bowman, Chastain side by side for the lead. Bowman has the preferred line. Yep, this is 100% AI. I have zero influence in this. All the ratings are set with the program and ratings. I download as many of the correct paint schemes as I can ahead of time. And I just let the AI do their thing. I call the stage breaks with manual cautions at the stage break times, but yeah, aside from that, I don't touch a thing. It's all AI. Side by side for that 2nd spot. Harvick and Ross Chastain. And yeah, the difficulty is 100%. It's not 110, I always do 100 right on the dot. Top 3, pretty sorted out. No one really making any moves. Let's check back up front. Larson and Byron stuck side by side. While everyone else going to position. Christopher Bell, one of the faster cars at the end of stage 1. He's moved his way back up into the top 10. But yes, to confirm, this is 100% AI difficulty right on the dot. Top 3 starting to pull away from 4th and 5th spot. Running about 29-second laps right now, but they'll start to decrease once the tire wear starts to take effect. They're slower in the corners. Ross taking a peek. He's not close enough. He has to back off. Harvick and Chastain nose to tail for 2nd spot. It's allowing Bowman to start pulling away. Here comes Michael McDowell. Looking on the inside of Harvick for 3rd. $125 laps to go in this race. Bell's worked his way up to the 9th spot. Yeah, Larson and Byron's only chance to catch back up to the field is going to be the long run pit strategy. Top 3 each getting a little spacing on one another. Closest battles for 4th right now. Team McMowell, there it is, McDowell and Justin Haley. CJ Racing, if you beg for shoutouts, you will be timed out. Just warning you now, please and thank you. Oh, that's the pace car. Chastain and Bowman 1st and 2nd. 2nd and 1st, I should say. He's right there. Chastain's not letting Bowman get away. Holy cow, I'm starting to get a little tired. Been streaming almost 3 hours. We still have over 100 laps to go. So Bowman is starting to feel the pressure of Chastain. As I say that, Chastain takes a peek to the inside. Harvick taking a peek up top. Oh, there we go. Oh. Excuse me. Need to wake up. McDowell around Harvick for 3rd place. Made that look pretty easy. Yeah, these cars start out pretty quick at the start of the runs, but then their tires fall off really quick. Like, they're already running almost second lap, slower lap times than they were at the start of the stage. So for the moment, looks like it might come down to one of these two drivers. Ross Chastain or Alex Bowman. We have not had a single caution for an incident yet this race. Just the 2 stage breaks. Ross is there. He is... Eyeball test, it just appears he's faster than Bowman. Just gotta find a way of making his way around Bowman. Let's see if he can do that in the next couple laps. Or his tires start to get too worn. Here he takes a peek. Can he make it stick and be side by side going into 1? He needs to be side by side enough to be able to send it into 1. He sends it all right. Can he slide up and make it stick? And he does. Ross Chastain back to the lead. McDowell's right there. He's looking for second. So Chastain sends it and makes it stick, and he is back to the lead. Bowman's going to look down low. Oh, but he has to get off the gas. See, when the cars aren't far enough alongside the other car that they're trying to pass going into 1 on the inside, they pretty much have to back off and slide up, and that's what kills their momentum. So Chastain out front. About 112, 113 laps to go. Yeah, we were running 20.8 something second laps. .28 something second laps, and now they're in the 30s. Chase Elliott, don't completely rule him out. He's moved his way back up to 16th. And I just looked before he got caught by the cars in front of him. He was the fastest car on track. He had a faster lap time than anyone else by about Can't talk. By about 3 or 4 tenths. So if he can get a good pit stop, if he can pit early in the cycle, only have to do 1 pit stop, and get some clear traffic in front of him, don't rule out Elliott just yet. I know 16th is still pretty far back there, but there's still more than 100 laps to go in this race. I think it's just about over for Larson and Byron, though. We can pretty much say that. Larson's only up to 26th. So that's what I'm going to be most curious to find out, is if they can indeed make it on a single pit stop, or if some of them are going to have to pit twice. I will be really curious. Larson up to 25th, gain another spot. Listen, if Larson can get on average of 4 spots a lap, or 1 spot every 4 laps, He would be on pace to catch the leader. Because we still have more than 100 laps to go. Can you guys please get along in the chat? I don't want to have to start timing people out. Please? Thank you. No bickering, no fighting, no arguing. Let's all just hang out and all get along in the common appreciation of NR2003. Or the mutual appreciation. That's what I meant to say. Please, thank you. So top 5 still pretty nose to tail. No one's really getting away from one another yet. Be curious to see what happens once they catch the lap cars. But they're still not even close to yet. Harvick looking for 3rd place. Can he slide up in front of McDowell? Send and slide. Lick the stamp, send it, and slide on up. Truex looking for that 4th spot. Truex, unfortunately, ineligible for the championship hunt. Side by side for the lead momentarily. Bowman has to back off. Gives the spot back to Chastain. Coming up on 100 laps to go. McDowell back to the inside of Harvick for that 3rd spot. He's not going to get there. So we still have another 30, 40 laps or so before we pit. And they're already running almost 2 seconds off from what they were at the start of the stage with the fresh tires. I need to test something here. I always forget what the hotkey is to pause the camera. Is it Control N or Shift N? Gonna take a look here real quick. It is Control. All right. Control N is the one that freezes the camera like that. Top 5, nose to tail. Just, this is anyone's race at this moment. Bowen looks up high. Yeah, especially the top 3 that are all championship eligible. Playoff drivers, if you will. Oh, here comes Harvick. Around the outside of Bowman for 2nd place. The closer. Starting to close on in to Ross Chastain in these closing laps. And this time by, it'll be 100 laps to go. 267 in, 100 to go. Out of the 367 lap race. Harvick to the inside of McDowell. Might possibly make the pass. Nope. McDowell's going to get the better of him. Going on the... out of turn 2. Harvick closing in on Chastain. Chase Elliott up to 14th. He was 15th last I checked. Larson up to 24th. So those cars that were faster that are stuck in the back of the field, they're moving up slightly, but it's so slow. It's at a pace where they won't be able to catch the field, most likely. Bowman up to the top of Harvick back to second spot. Starting to see more of those passes around the outside in turns 3 and 4. All right, so while we take a look at this battle for the lead, and since we just passed 100 laps to go, let's do our, what should be final crank it up of the evening. Hold up, not yet. We gotta possibly battle for the lead here. Oh, not yet. All right, so now we'll crank it up. And we are back live as Harvick takes a peek for the lead. Can he make it stick? Down on the bottom, he actually is holding it momentarily, but nope. Bottom line's going to give up that momentum. And guys, just letting you know right now, I don't care who was bickering. I don't care who started it. If I see any arguing and bickering, I'm just going to start timing people out. I don't care whose fault it is. I don't care. Just, you guys need to learn to get along. Or just not chat if you can't. So I can easily, in the press of a button, just disable the chat, and that way no one can. But I don't want to take away the privileges of something fun for the majority of the good eggs just because of a couple of bad ones. But that being said, get along, please. Thank you. Harvick into second during that crank it up, by the way. And actually looks to be one of the faster cars on track. Larson has moved his way up to 23rd after starting 28th. So he's moved up 5 spots since he got screwed in that pit stop. We're just going to chalk that up to a penalty or something. Alright, back to the leaders. Here we go. Oh, Harvick peeking to the inside once again. Nope. That outside is just dominant in the corner exits. Top 5 still nose to tail. About the same running order they were before. Christopher Bell's moved his way up into 8th spot. Be really curious how this round of green flag pit stops works out here in probably 30-ish laps, 35 laps maybe. So can the closer close this one out? Truex looking for 4th spot. He gets it. Over McDowell. And it looks like he's trying to pass Bowman as well. Bowman might be falling off. Bell diving down to the inside. He's going to stall out. So give that spot back to Denny Hamlin. Oh, here comes Harvick down the front stretch. He actually has a run going down the front stretch. Can he send it into one? Is he going to have enough momentum to send it in and slide up? Nope, not quite. He has to back off. And here comes Bowman back. He's able to stay in front of Bowman. Truex Jr. takes a peek to the outside, as Harvick takes another peek to the inside. Doesn't have quite as good of a run as he did the previous time. So he's probably gonna, have to back off and get up in line again if he doesn't want to be passed by all these cars behind him. Austin Dillon taking a peek for that 5th spot on Michael McDowell. It's both these rows going side by side. Michael McDowell's going to get a good run and pass Truex back on the outside. Truex back to 5th. Austin Dillon's getting passed by a couple cars. Back up front, Chastain continues to lead the way, being closely pursued by Kevin Harvick. Got 80 laps to go this next time they cross the line. I think their fuel window is about 60 laps. So if they can make it another 20 laps, they should be good on fuel. McDowell taking a peek for 3rd momentarily. Side by side for 4th. Gives a spot back to Truex from McDowell. Where did you get all the playoff cars? There's about 9 of them available for download just on Stunod, NN Racing, and that's pretty much it. And the ones that weren't available yet, I just took their primary bases and just made my own. Exported the TGA, imported it in GIMP, and then just did a little bit of editing with my with the playoff banner files from that are also available on Stunod Racing. It's like Bowman's and what's another? Denny Hamlin are one that I just took their existing primary, exported two of it different versions, one as a backup, then one as a playoff version, edited the playoff version with the yellow banners, and then just re-imported it in the game. That way I still have the untouched second export as the backup to re-import it as the correct car once I'm done with this stream. So this battle up front is close. It has not slowed down since this stage has gotten underway. You can see up front, they're about a straight away from catching some lap traffic. About a straightaway away. Kevin Harvick trying to do the up top, down low strategy, otherwise known as the crossover. But it stalls him out. He's gonna have to slide up if he doesn't want to get passed by Bowman. He's blocking that middle line, so Bowman can't really go anywhere. So Kevin Harvick appears to be the faster car. CJ Racing, yes I am, and can you please stop spamming? Like I asked you before, please. One more time, and I'm gonna be a lot more liberal with the timeouts. Mr. Nice Guy Cody is over. Actually, I'm just kidding. I'm still a nice guy, but my patience for spam has also gotten pretty low, so consider yourselves warned. You guys forget that I can time people out and ban people too, not just the mods, so just because there's not a mod in the chat, don't think that I can't start bringing down the ban hammer too. Please and thank you. Don't make me start singing Ban World. Nothing major, Trop, just some minor spam, but I think everyone's good now. Also, hi, how are you doing? Good to see you. I was just having to lay down the law a little bit in your absence. So as we are closing in on 300 laps completed, Kevin Harvick continues to pursue Ross Chastain right on his rear bumper. He's going to go up high, go down low again, try the crossover once again. But he's not going to be alongside him enough to try any sort of move going into one. He's going to have to back off the gas and slide back up. I will not, Carlos. In fact, I'm going to ban myself for not having made you a mod yet. Nose to tail for third place. Truex peeking on the inside of Bowman. Bowman the showman. Why does Harvick slow down like that? You mean when he goes on the inside? Because at certain tracks, especially this one, Darlington, and especially once you start getting on worn tires, the way these turns are set up and banked and just the surface, everything, the whole combination of it, these tracks, the outside line is basically the preferred line. It's the faster line. So if you try cutting down underneath to make a pass, you're going to have to crank the wheel harder. You're turning the car sharper. And that kind of scrubs off their momentum. There's certain tracks like this, Homestead, Kansas, where a lot of times the outside line is the preferred line. So everything's calmed down for a bit here in these closing laps. Top 4 has remained pretty much consistent from where they started at the wave of the green flag at the beginning of the stage. Got JJ Yaley up here 2 laps down. BJ McLeod 1 lap down. Hemrick lap down. It's got all those cars that are already lapped down that are going to go more laps down by the looks of it. Here comes Truex. Oh, here comes Bowman pitting. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it 67 laps on fuel and tires. So these guys might have to pit again. So now it's walking the tightrope of the decision to pit now, have the faster tires right away, and be the faster one on this final stretch, but possibly have to pit a second time, or wait a few laps to pit. You're not going to be as fast in this final run, but you can possibly make it on one lap, or one stop, excuse me. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Come on, there we go. So Harvick stayed out that last time by, and Truex stayed out this most recent time by. So Ross is going to basically, he should be the leader when this all cycles out. It's going to be a matter of where he cycles out. And I'm assuming most of these guys are going to start having to come into the pits. Now here's the tire difference. You're going to see it right there. Chastain on the newer tires and all the rest of these guys on the older tires. All right, McDowell stayed out that most recent time. But I'm paying attention to this because this is what's gonna cycle out to be the battle for the lead between Bowman and Chastain. And Harvick's still right there. I'm just not even really paying attention to the pit stops right now. Some of these early cars might have to pit a second time. This is going to be interesting to see if they're going to make it on one stop or not. They put JJ Yaley another lap down. Wawa, goddamn. Oh, Jay. How we doing, Jay? I haven't seen you in a while, bud. How we doing, Jay? All right, so this is effectively the battle for the lead. Austin Dillon's just pitting now, so he's only going to have to go 62 laps. So watch Austin Dillon pull out another one out of his hat. There's Byron on the tail end of the lead lap. Bowman taking a peek to the inside of Chastain. This is for the lead. This is for the lead right here. Can he send it? Will he send it? He tries. It can't stick. Oops, that's Buescher. So, Chastain holds off the run from a charging Alex Bowman. But Alex Bowman is not done yet. Larson's up to 16th through the pit cycle. Elliott's still in 13th. So Elliott hasn't really moved up much. I'm going to be curious to see if this stays green. If this stays green, who is going to be good on fuel and who won't be? Shout out Blaney, who pitted his way into the top 3 spot. So Blaney, who just barely made the playoffs, is now sitting comfortably in 3rd. Running quick laps as a playoff championship eligible driver. They're running the quick 29-second laps right now on the new tires. Then they're going to start going into the 30, 31, 32-second laps. Fun fact, there's not a single car a lap down right now. Just 2 laps down and plus. So here's the next car is on the tail end of the lead lap at risk of going a lap down. Chris Buescher, William Byron, Todd Gilliland. So far today, there have been 16 different drivers that have led a lap. Chastain has led the most laps by far at 91. Now 92. Second most is Larson at 67. Third most was Kyle Busch at 51. Then Elliott led 37. Bowman has led 21 laps. Byron led 6 laps. Bell 4. Austin Dillon 2. Logano 21, if I didn't mention that already. Harvick and Jones led 2 each. Truex led 1. Buescher led 1 on a pit cycle. Gillen led 1 on a pit cycle. Cindric led 1 on a pit cycle. I think that's it. So top 3 are pretty comfortable as they stand. So Chastain continues the charge in that top spot. Looking to be the first driver to lock himself into the round of 12. And yeah, Chastain was another one of the cars that I described earlier, right? Just took his existing scheme, just took the playoff banners and just copied them over the top pretty much. Coming up on Bubba Wallace, about to go 8 laps down. I don't know what happened with Bubba earlier, but he had some sort of mechanical issue early on in the race that has put him behind the 8 ball since the very get-go. Blaney's looking for second. Or as I say that, he moves to the bottom. He moves to the bottom. Where's Kurt Busch going to be? He might actually block. Bowman there. Oh, nope. Blocks both of them now. Oh, that killed his momentum. did Blaney's getting stuck behind Bubba Wallace right there. Alright, so he's coming up on some more lap cars. So they're going side by side. Excuse me. Sorry. I'd usually try to mute that, but I wasn't quick enough. Ah, excuse me. Chastain is a lap and a half away from having led 100 laps in this race. And next time by, it'll be... Or this time by, actually, it was 50 to go. So next time by, 45 laps to go. 49, excuse me. I can count. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Alright, Busher and Castle, the next cars to go a lap down to Chastain if he catches them. So the pit strategy has worked for Chastain this whole race. And it's looking like this is his to lose for the time being. So he has now got a 1.6 second gap on second place and building. As he catches Castle. We're gonna do a quick crank it up while I go grab a tissue to blow my nose. Alright, I'm back. Alright, Chastain to the inside of Castle. Dang. This one got a frog in my throat. Yeah, I know the damn stage 1 thing. That's... You live by the NR jank, sometimes you die by the NR jank. It's just hashtag just NR things. And if I put a caution out now, all it's gonna do is screw the current top 2 or 3. Alright, so we got about 40 laps to go, 43 to be exact. Yes, embrace the jank, as DT says. Yeah, my nose is better, but now my throat's a little congested. Hope I'm not getting sick. I don't know why I keep going to Busher. Because I keep accidentally hitting the V key. 42 laps to go that time by. We'll do a quick run through the field. Chastain, your current leader. Followed by Alex Bowman in second place. Ryan Blaney third. Kevin Harvick sitting in fourth. Martin Truex Jr. sitting fifth. Reddick sixth. Eric Jones seventh. Then Harrison Burton 8th. Michael McDowell 9th. Daniel Suarez is your final car in the top 10. as it stands. Alright, so 40 laps this time by. Bowman trying to get by Castle. It appears he will this time. Animal cautions, there it is. Alright, it's about a second that separates the top two cars. Will that be enough time for Bowman to track him down? With about 38 laps to go. Blaney to the outside of Castle, taking the actual quicker route. Right on the tail of Alex Bowman. Wasn't that Todd Gilliland in the 4 car? Or the truck, excuse me, in the 2019 Homestead race? That smoked a Fox on the backstretch and didn't even know about it until his crew chief found it afterwards and tweeted about it. So I remember seeing that on Twitter. Just the remains of some Fox stuck in the inside of the grill of the 4 truck after the Homestead race. Got a man on the fence, caution. What happened to Stenhouse? Uh-oh. Stenhouse and Bubba stuck in the pits. So I saw Stenhouse was in the top 10 before, now he's 2 laps down. He's mechanical issues. Oh, come on, where's our leaders? Where's our leaders? Shouldn't have gone backwards. There we go. Yeah, poor. Tough luck for Stenhouse, who's dropping. With what I'm assuming is mechanical issues. Busher and Gillen hanging on to the lead lap for the time being. Oh. Stenhouse finally came out of the pits, but not until after 5 laps of mechanical work. Yeah, interesting. Now he's going to be pretty quick if he's got fresh tires. Back to our leader. Yeah, he went 6 laps down in that ordeal. And don't think Chastain has us quite wrapped up yet. The second and third place car, Bowman and Blaney, are still within striking distance. So we're approaching 30 laps to go. 33 to be exact that last time by. Battle for second is pretty much the closest battle up in the top 5. Blaney keeps trying to get a run on Bowman. And further back in the field, we have Harvick in 4th place. And we have Truex in 5th. Reddick is 6th. Eric Jones, McDowell 7th and 8th. Hamlin is 9th, and Harrison Burton is 10th. And there's the what's now going to be quick car of Ricky Stenhouse just because he's got fresh tires. Alright, back up front. Even though there's probably nothing happening up front. Ross Chastain with 30 laps to go this time by. Still at 119 laps and counting. By far the dominant car of the day. He's about 12 laps away from leading double that of the next closest car in Larson. Larson's in 18th. Larson, Elliott, Logano, Kyle Busch. Early dominant cars that were screwed over by the pit strategy. So we continue to click these laps away. Just remember, I'm not so certain if these leaders are going to be good on fuel for the last remainder of these final 28, 29 laps. So just remember that. Currently, you still have 28 cars on the lead lap. That'd mean 8 are a lap down or more. Should say 2 laps down or more. Six laps to go. Don't rule out anyone. I mean, if they could, someone could run out of fuel on the final lap. You never know. You never know. They've been gaining on that lap traffic, but right around when they got a few seconds back from them, they haven't really closed in at all recently. To be this far into a green flag run and still have 3 cars within 0.5 of a second one another. 0.5, there it is. I couldn't have just said a half a second. Blaney and Bowman. Oops. Blaney peeking to the inside. Has to back off and slide back up. There's 25 laps to go that last time by. Ross Chastain got only not at his first wins this season. Just trying to hang on to make his first round of 12. Give himself much needed playoff points. No, those are the stage points. Never mind, I'll shut up. Larson, Byron, Busch, Elliott, Logano, Bell, we can chalk up to... If we want to equate the NR jank to something, we'll just say they sped on pit road or something. And got tossed in the tail end of the pack. So is Bowman playing the long game and conserving tires? Or is he giving it everything he's got trying to get up there? We don't know. We're not in Bowman's head. All we see is that he's in second place, trying to close in. And Blaney's in third after just barely squeaking into the playoffs last week at Daytona. The 12 is going for a shot at making the round of 12. Harvick's still in fourth. Martin Truex still in fifth. And Bubba's still in the pits. He has not officially retired, but he's 27 laps down. That is strange. And that time by, it was 20 laps to go. Less than 20 to go. Blaney takes a little peek. Goes back to the inside. Unless a caution comes out, it's going to be one of these three drivers. Or I should rephrase that. Unless a caution comes out, or unless there's some sort of pit road jank, or they have to pit for fuel. Here comes Stenhouse on those fresher tires. Going to the inside of Blaney. It's the calm before the storm. Stenhouse gets around both of them. Blaney's pretty much fallen off. He's almost a second back now from the top two. So Stenhouse is only 5 laps down now. After passing the leaders there. Chastain clicking the laps away. Just hoping that that gas tank is going to have enough fuel to get him to the checkered flag. You can officially say that it's a pit strategy race at this point. A fuel window race, if you will. If the leaders run out of gas, have to pit, it could be any number of drivers that end up winning. But as of now, it's looking to be one of these two. The 48 or the 1 car. Blaney currently sitting in the catbird seat, but I think he's getting too far away to win it under green. We got some more lap traffic coming up in front of the leaders. It looks like they actually are catching Buescher. So Buescher's tires are probably falling off. $15 laps to go that last time by. It'll be coming to 14 this time by. They gained 0.3 of a second on Buescher. I think they're going to catch him. Because they were kind of hanging out at the same consistent distance as Buescher for the last 20, 30 laps or so. But now I believe that Buescher's tires have fallen off more than the leaders. 3, 4. Yeah, the leaders are about 3.5, 4 seconds behind Buescher. Coming to 12 laps to go this time by. $12 laps to go for Ross Chastain. Blaney actually caught back up a little bit that lap. He gained about 2/10. Is he kicking it into high gear? I don't see anyone in the pits yet. 11 laps to go with the exception of Bubba Wallace right there. Top three within striking distance of one another. Bowman. He closed the gap. Are Chastain's tires falling off? We got 10 laps to go this time by. 10 laps to go for Ross Chastain. Can he hang on? Will someone run out of fuel? Will Bowman be able to pass him under green? Stay tuned these last 10 laps to find out. Oh, Bowman looking up low, looking up high. Oh, Bowman's the faster car right now. But he's going to go in low with worn tires. That's going to kill his run into turn 1. 9 laps to go. Bowman's got to be thinking he still has got a check to write and cash for Chastain for earlier in the year when he punted at him out of the way at Coda. At least you'd think that's got to be on his mind. Chastain trying to hang on very old tires. They're going to have 6 laps to go this next time by. 7 laps to go, excuse me. 7 laps to go this time by. Does he have enough fuel? Can he hold off Bowman? And if he doesn't have enough fuel, then the question is, do the drivers behind them have enough fuel? It's going to be a nail biter. 6 laps to go this next time around. Chastain just barely hanging onto the lead, barely fending off Bowman. We don't know if he's got enough fuel. It's anyone's guess how much fuel he's got left in that tank at this point. And Blaney, after just barely making the playoffs in Daytona last week, is now just half a second back. He's closing in. Chastain, I believe, is the slowest car out of these 3, but he's got the advantage of having the clean air and the track position. That is 5 laps to go that time by. 5 laps to go. And they got the lap traffic up in front, but will they catch them? 5 laps to go for Ross. He's got Bowman and Blaney right on his tail. After a 500-mile race under green, with the exception of the 2-stage caution, these races always have a way to be a nail-biter right at the very end. We got the top 3 cars all within 4/10 of one another after spending the last 140 laps. 160 laps. No, 130. Under green, excuse me. 3 laps to go this next time by. Three laps to go. I believe, yes. Can Ross hang on? He's got Bowman nipping at his heels. I believe he's got the more worn out tires. Does he even have enough fuel? We'll find out in 2.5 laps. Does he got enough to hang on? Coming to 2 laps to go this time for Ross. 2 laps to go for Ross Chastain. Through turns 1 and 2. Bowman right on his heels. The lap traffic is far enough ahead. I don't think they should be a factor. Don't think lap traffic should be a factor at this point. Coming through turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. And they're going to come to the flag. As the flag man is waving the white flag. We got 1 lap to go here in the 2022 Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway. 1 last chance for Bowman. He goes up high trying to get a run down the backstretch. Does he have anything left in the tank? Does Ross have enough fuel? 1 final time for Alex Bowman to try to send it. Does he have the tires? I don't think so. Out of turn 4. It's going to be Ross Chastain winning the playoff race and advancing to the round of 12. Alex Bowman finishing second, Ryan Blaney third, Kevin Harvick fourth, Martin Truex Jr. fifth. Where is our leader, our winner? Where is he? Here he is. And Ross is your winner. He's the first car to advance to the round of 12. What an interesting race. It always ends up being a nail-biter at the end. There was those half a dozen contender cars or so that got screwed over by the jank with the pit stops early in the race. But hey, it's NR. You live by the jank, you die by the jank. So Ross Chastain, your leader, your winner. As we go to the standings for the official race, let's go through the final running order. Finishing 49 laps, but still running. 49 laps down, excuse me, but still running with mechanical issues. In the 36th position is Bubba Wallace. Finishing 35th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 34th is Daniel Hemrick. In the 33rd position, that is J.J. Yaley. Finishing 32nd, Landon Castle. 31st is Ty Gibbs. B.J. McLeod with the top 30. 29th is Cody Ware. And in 28th, and on the lead lap, as will the rest of the cars be, is the 17 of Chris Buescher. 27th position is Todd Gilliland. 26th spot belongs to Corey LaJoie. Coming home 25th is Austin Cindric. And finishing 24th is the 24 of William Byron. 23rd is Brad Keselowski. And the 41 of Cole Custer finishes 22nd. Ty Dillon finishes 21st. Kyle Larson gets a top 20. Eric Almirola in 19th position. Joey Logano in 18th. Harrison Burton finishes 17th. In the 16th position is Kyle Busch. Christopher Bell comes away with a top 15. Chase Elliott finishes 14th position. The 13th spot belongs to Austin Dillon. Finishing 12th is Justin Haley. Daniel Suarez with 11th. Chase Briscoe with a top 10. Eric Jones finishes 9th. Michael McDowell brings home the 8th spot. Denny Hamlin in 7th. Tyler Reddick finishes 6th. Martin Truex Jr. with a top 5. The 4 of Kevin Harvick finishes 4th. Coming home with a podium position in the 3 spot is Ryan Blaney. In the runner-up position is Alex Bowman. And your winner of the 2022 Cookout Southern 500 at Darlington Raceway and advancing on to the round of 12, that is Ross Chastain. Let's go ahead and save these results. Southern 500. Just so we have the replay and everything else saved. Probably never going to even use this for anything. Just want to have them saved just for the hell of it. So Ross Chastain is your winner. Let's go grab Chastain's car and do some burnouts ready to head on out. I got 2 races this upcoming weekend for Labor Day, so I'll be gone tomorrow night and Sunday night. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy your plans, whatever you are doing. If you're with your family, if you're by yourself, if you're with friends, if you're doing whatever, hope you all have a great upcoming weekend. Labor Day weekend. Where is Darlington? Here we go. Alright, so just a disclaimer. My pedals are broken, kind of. So I'm using a wheel and I'm using a button as the throttle, so if I'm unable to do a burnout really properly, that's why. Oh, it would help if I calibrated the wheel. That usually tends to help if you calibrate the thing you need to steer the car with. There we go. Thanks, my ears. Hope you had a good night. Catch you next time. So yeah, once again, I'm using the button as the throttle, so it's gonna be a little weird. Woo! Let's get up along the... Oh, that's right. I have a button to sign for the brake, too. Oh. Well, let's get back there. There we go. Alrighty, that is it for this evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to... first and foremost, thank you to Lord Shank Racing for not just 1, but 2 super chats. For a total of 7 smackaroonies. And then thank you to Lone Wolf Slayer for the $4.99 super chat. Truly appreciated. You guys are too kind, too generous. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I will be gone this upcoming Labor Day weekend. At least Saturday, Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday. So I hope you guys enjoy your weekends. I will be back. I don't know with what, because I got to get a working pair of pedals before anything, but yeah, I can't really do anything aside from these simulation streams until then, because I cannot race or do any sort of driving with using a button as the throttle. That being said, we will figure something out. I will hopefully, maybe I can just record some more crash comps in the meantime. I can at least crash with a button. I can do that much. But yeah, I'm rambling. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope to catch you next time. Till then, hope you have a great rest of your night. Peace. Bye.